that's kind of what we see in the evolving meta.
We also see in the second round on red side 2 jungle bans. The Jax jungle is targeted at Blank's recent solo queue performance. He's played a lot of the Jax, and the Camille obviously is something he's practiced, didn't work the first time out. Won't get a redemption game here either. So a lot of jungle focus in the bans. We see Nidalee banned because I think they're expecting Afrika Freaks to heavily consider picking up the Zac here and as a denial pick away from SKT. Would understand the wombo combo, the bouncy castle if they were to draft it. But they weren't able to actually produce results with the Zac last time. And it's the sort of thing that Spirit can counter jungle. So they're going to take away the Jarvan and be happy if there is to be a Zac locked in because the Jarvan can play on the front foot in the matchup.
Yeah, very true. Jarvan kind of making its way through. The Gragas, we have seen it, is going to come in once again, this time for Blank. And now we do have Tom Kench covered. Will be Tom Kench for Wolf, another pick we often see him on.
The second time we've seen a jungle Gragas. Yesterday, Raze was blasted on the Gragas, but he had losing lanes, and he was Gragas. Now they actually have good lanes. You're going to have Shove in the mid lane. Gnar against Gangplank is an early pressure lane for the Gnar. This is where Gragas will actually be able to breathe, and maybe we'll see the Gragas that actually has priority in the NALCS and other regions that didn't work out for Raze. That was a lot about the scenario. The scenario here is different, and support pick is going to be different as well. It's going to be support Orin coming in for Tucson, a favorite of Mada and some of our other spots, Key in particular. So when you look at the drafts here, the Orin is taken to give some secondary engage alongside the Cannon Barrage and mostly the Jarvan. Lot of physical damage on the side of Afrika. Very fast turret damage with Corki and Ezreal as well, whereas SKT have basically 4 tanks and a Sivir, which didn't work for them in game 1. Now this time it's Gragas, no Zac. It's the sort of comp where if it falls behind, it will certainly struggle. But there's so many early game tools that if SKT have been able to look at their mistakes in game 1, last time out against MVP, can actually tighten up their early game play, they have a whole lot of playmaking options to try to take advantage of their early game power.
Looking for Bang with a big performance on Sivir, but they will have to operate as one big unit here for SKT.
The
Something
one thing
they've had a lot of trouble so far.
Exactly. I would say that's the one thing that they have not been able to do is play as a 5. They were on completely different pages when we saw them attempt a very similar comp in game 1 of the series earlier this week. The sort of comp was very easy to say one threat and use that as a criticism point or blame Coma. This is the sort of draft that great teams can win with. You could see Kingzone or KT draft a comp very similar to this and pull it off. But for SKT, down in form, to go for very much all the eggs in the Bang basket late game to carry is very risky, Valdez. Much more diversified portfolio for the Afrika Freaks. They've also been in much better form. Is the form going to count? Is the form actually going to matter? Because at the end of the day, every time you look at SKT...
Exactly. Gathering Storm has been taken by Faker and Kramer this time around. So 2 members on the Rift that have taken that.
Scorch not going to turn the match up. Speaking of turning match up, Spirit's coming for a journey top. He's only level 3, notice.
Interesting, the flash shield trying to land the slow on in, and that's going to be first blood. Handed on over to Keen up in the top side. A very easy gank is what it looked like for them.
Yeah, the flash W was actually a great decision from the Jarvan because the only is definitely the consensus of anyone that's worked for him is mid lane.
Okay, we have some action here. The flash coming on in, but stopwatch is the thing here. Can he flash Valkyrie is the question. Nice barrel there from Blank. Does clean up the kill. They're going to trade one back. Tushin coming in, though. He wants to get a little bit frisky here alone. 1v3. Getting a little bit too deep. Wolf trying to get that Devour on in. He's going to try to flash in here. Either way, it is going to be the kill. Even the Cannon Barrage coming on in from Keen cannot deter them from picking that one up.
Yeah, really unnecessary death from Tucson. The moment that he committed too far, wanted to use the Unstoppable. Still in there on patch 8.1 to get away from the CC. Doesn't work. Significant cost for the Afrika Freaks. Nice gank assist by Faker. Blank looking so much more confident this game after his early jungling wasn't impeded. Able to keep Galio in mid lane, so Faker's actually falling low as we go into the replay. We're going to assume he doesn't die. It'll be awkward if he does. But seeing the replay here, this was just straight off his teleport into lane. Blank already waiting, everything invested. But very nice layering coming through, and Galio did die. Okay, so it is awkward.
Okay. Yeah, it is awkward. Galio did die, but you notice that the Valkyrie...
Blank is pushing upwards to the Raptors. He's pushing upwards here. Now he's trying to turn onto Tucson again.
Yeah, Tucson getting caught here once again. 3v4 at this point in time. The call of the Forge God does come in, but he can't hit it back. Blank though getting low. He does have a stopwatch and a Galio to keep him available. Kuro doing some significant damage with the Trinity Force you mentioned. Trying to get out of here alive is Blank now, but in comes Spirit trying to flag and drag. May have gone too far. Kuro taking so much damage. The pose there from the Galio at the end with the stopwatch. Now it's all up to Kramer. 1v4 at this point. Spirit also chasing. There's the Cannon Barrage. Trying to use that taunt to get that damage reduction, and it looks like all the low members of SKT get out alive.
SKT played that so well, using the control ward to get the maximum value out of the taunt that does damage now as well. Kuro too confident, face checking a brush they did not have vision on. Afrika will try to get a turret out of this. They're gonna get it very low at minimum.
Should be able to get it here. It's only Bang TPing in. It is 8.1 after all.
While it's a messy game, there's no blowout here. Afrika Freaks 1,500 massive gold leaders. They're trying to turn on Spirit.
Might be able to get this in here. The flash from Blank, and well, they got all the CC in the world, as I said before. And down he will go. If they can engage onto someone, you're not going to see him move very much.
But because of the timer, they will not be able to get the Rift Herald quick enough, is my first indication. They don't even try to get the objective. So a single pick is good for the side of SKT, but they would have wished it was a minute or two earlier to actually get the Rift Herald that was their primary objective in the early game. Next Drake spawning, 35 seconds. Already this is a sort of spot where SKT can try and do some playmaking.
Ooh, Blank with the smite a little bit early there with Spirit. Oh, we got a great engage onto Kramer, who does flash.
Re-engage.
Down. They're going to re-engage here. Blank getting low. Now at the same time, Baker's not as tanky as you would expect the Galio to be. He's going to be caught in the back there as he's trying to save Blank, but cannot do so. Now the rest of them on the run. Tushin thinking about another engage. He's not level 16, so no crazy or an ultimate cooldown yet. But a nice pick there for Afrika.
Yeah, if Kramer's flash was down, he would have been dead, and that would have been the right move. Kramer gets out of dodge, and then 3 Trinity Force members building damage are raining down on closest target. First Blank goes down, then Faker is the one that gets focused. Only one dies, but after this, Corki can rotate topside. SKT are outnumbered, and the objectives pile up for Afrika Freaks.
Yeah.
And outscaled, Afrika seem to think yes.
They want to catch a catfish, but he's got a friend. It's a Golem. He's going to go in here. He's going to be devoured up by Wolf, but look at that. In the Cataclysm, Wolf is kind of trapped here. Thankfully, he's got that time, the stopwatch there to get out, but he eventually goes down. And they just needed one pick. That's all they wanted, and they got it.
And it's so smart because they pick onto someone, everyone disengages waiting for the gap. They can tank it for days, but the speed is not high on the side of SKT.
Even then, it's really scary. Let's say you do get the Jarvan. You're still having barrels and missiles and mystic shots raining down on you from abroad, and you have Ornn always to threaten with a big knockup to secure a bunch of skill shots to hit your entire team as well. We got the flash engage though. That's what they were looking for. They finally make it happen, but can they kill anyone? Finally, Bang does get one kill in the end. Here comes TK coming into the back line, has Baker with him. Chasing after Tushin. They get one kill onto the Corki. Do they turn onto the Baron? Where will they go from here? Can click on. Faker's pretty good at clicking on stuff. Speaking on engaging, though, they want to get Keen, who does get out of there, in fact. And here comes Spirit, the 3-man Cataclysm. They have a lot of room here now. Kramer over the wall, raining down on Faker in the front, but there's the Devour. Wolf with the ambulance coming in, trying to save his teammate. Will do so. Lots of low members, though, on SKT. Afrika not going to go to the Baron just yet.
SKT can reload very easily. Faker can just take teleport, come back to the fight, so Afrika doesn't get greedy around this. They'll return to the minion wave. Now they're on to Baron. There's actually no SKT vision in the area, so Blank hasn't recalled. They're starting to walk up. How much time do they have against this? Holy crap! It's gone!
It's gone, guys. You never even saw it, says Afrika. And, well, Keen is going to have to pay for it with his life, but they're going to be okay to give him up. You saw how fast that Baron went down. That's one Mountain Drake and all that damage stacked up.
Or you blinked and didn't see it. It's almost like Baron was a rumor.
Or an ultimate, they want to go in on this one. That's 3 members lined up in a row like
oh,
bowling
baby!
See you later. Down goes Gragas, make that 2, and Faker's gonna go down here too. Cool pose, man, but it's not gonna matter. Make that 3 on the back. A perfect engage from Afrika, catches SKT off guard, and now that's gonna be Baron.
And the problem with lots of tanks is that you can reach items like this, and then there's no tanks, Valdez. Unfortunately, they die to sheer damage. You don't need all of them on the Baron. You got plenty of damage with just 2. They're gonna roll in, they're gonna try and bring up the minion wave in mid. They're gonna have to get the top lane minion wave. Minion wave's not in great position, but you talked about those loose ultimates. You can be pretty fast and loose when you have this much damage.
It's
Watch
layered
Blank.
so
Watch Blank's
perfectly.
health bar. It's gone. 3 seconds. Nope, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He is dead. Faker has gone largely AP. If his
Wolf
W
too.
is not being used, he dies real fast. Like you say, the pose, 8 out of 10. Very nice pose, but fortunately poses don't win you games. Baron crests the first inhibitor. They'll go back. They continue to spend our ultimate, by the way.
Yeah. That he did. Well, we're gonna have
Who's ganking who here?
Wolf and Blank going on a bit of a vacation over here. Trying to come on in. We got Gragas going in. A big, nice knock-up. Isn't going to matter, though. He gets a taunt in the back line, but you can see Kuro getting low, and now it's going to be Faker's turn to get low. Wolf just a little bit too out of position. Keen in the back line. Gets on top of Bang. That's going to do it. Make that an almost ace. And there you go. Only the Gnar gets away with full health as the rest of SKT melts.
Losing streak's going to continue here for game 1 at least. Afrika Freaks updated. They've got their new roster. They've got the comps that work in this particular draft. SKT had some moments in the early game. It was much improved. It was cleaner, but cleaner might have beaten MVP. Cleaner is not good enough to beat Afrika Freaks, who want to continue their 5-game winning streak. They continue it right now.
Nicely done. Took 42 minutes, a little bit longer than we've expected here at SPO, but they took it, as I said before, not too aggressive, not too passive, just right. They hit their 6-item spike, if you will, and then SKT lined it up for them, and Afrika hit it out of the park.
Drafting, scaling, and a lot of teams in Korea can really